Hello and welcome to the Transformation Channel. One of the major questions that gets asked most of the times is how do we build a business case for agile transformation so that we are successful in getting a buy-in from the senior leadership or the business leadership for the transformation initiative to be kicked off. So, in this session, we will be looking to address that particular problem statement or that particular question. This is the Transformation Channel, and I am Nivarthi Jairam. In this particular channel, we will be covering everything about transformation, and in the current series, we are specifically concentrating on agile transformation. So, to start with, if you have to build something like a business case, we need to understand what is the business case and how, what all elements are part of the business case. So, that is something for us to specifically look at addressing in this particular session. We may not be able to cover everything in this particular video, so we may have 2 or 3 parts of this video so that we can cover everything that you would look for if you are looking to create a business case for an agile transformation initiative. And we will also look at that from both a top down perspective versus bottom up perspective, and what will change if you are trying to get a buy-in for a transformation that is driven top down versus something that is driven bottom up. The elements of the business case would remain same, but however what you will project as within those elements or as part of those elements and specifically address based on the stakeholders that you are looking at is something that will change. And how top down versus bottom up approaches make a difference in driving the transformation, I think I'll put a card here. You can always look at the 3 videos that are already put in the transformation channel under agile transformation playlist. So in that you will find how it actually differentiates top down versus bottom up approaches. Now, coming to the business case, what is a business case? A business case is something that can justify the need for a project or an initiative in the organization. So that is business case. You will have to justify through the business case why it is important or significant or mandatory for that particular initiative to be executed in the organization and how it would benefit the organization, and if you are not doing it, what is the opportunity that you are going to lose as an organization. So it's a compelling reason that you can put in, or compelling set of reasons for any initiative that you want to drive, not just an agile transformation but any initiative that you want to get a buy-in from the senior leadership within the organization. So that is what a business case does. Now we will look at what all elements are part of a business case. So when you look at what all elements are involved, first is the problem statement. What is the problem you are trying to address from this particular business case? That should be clearly depicted. Okay, so in terms of agile transformation, what could be the problem statement? If you look at the one of the past videos that we tried to cover, 5 reasons or top 5 reasons why agile transformation should be undertaken. So you can, I'll drop a card again, you can look at it. So you should look at something around those which are specific to that particular organization. We'll get into more detail on that. The next one is the background of that particular organization in the context of the problem statement. When you look at an agile transformation initiative, what is the problem that you are trying to address as by this initiative, and what is the background of that particular problem statement, and why it is impacting, or how it is impacting. So that background you will have to look at and provide for the organization. The next one is the objectives that you want to drive through the Agile Transformation Initiative. So, what are the objectives that you are trying to accomplish for the organization, for the business unit, or for the IT unit that you are going to transform? That is something which should be clearly brought out and clearly listed. The next item on the list is the current state. With reference to the objectives, with reference to the background, and with reference to the problem statement where that particular organization or a business unit is currently at, so that is something which you will look to identify. So objectives are your end accomplishments that you want to look at, and current state gives you the reality. Objectives are the future state, current state is the reality today where you are with respect to those objectives as an organization, as an IT unit, as a business unit. That is something which you will list out. The next one is the gap analysis. Now, if you look at gap analysis, again, it is the difference between the objectives and the current state. So, you have a future state and you understand the current state. So, what is the gap that you are trying to bridge, for the organization, and why it is important to bridge that gap? And as part of bridging that gap, what are the opportunities that would be realized or that you are looking to take advantage of? And it is not just about the business opportunities, it's also about the current capabilities an organization has, current cultural elements an organization has, also the current structure, everything that is part of the transformation. Again, if you look at the 10 elements that we covered as part of bottom up and top down approach, all those 10 elements would be required to be addressed when you are looking at opportunities as well as threats. What are the risks, what are the opportunities that you would look at accomplishing or capitalizing through this initiative? That is something again you have to look at. So again, I'll drop a card on that so you can look at those videos as well, so that you fully understand what all elements are required and how those differentiate when you are doing something top down versus bottom up. Okay, and the next one is again very important to look at the alternative approaches. Now, we all know that agile, or we all should know that agile is not a silver bullet. So, it's not that every problem that an organization has you would be able to address by moving to agile or adopting agile. So, that is something we should be very clear on. So, when you look at an alternative or alternatives, what it does is it will give you a holistic view of why agile will help or how agile will help, and it will also give a clear understanding to the senior leadership that you have put your mind and focus to look at all other viable alternatives, and then you are trying to justify why agile makes sense or why going agile makes sense for the organization in the current context and to address that particular problem statement. So, you also need to look at the alternatives. Now, the next one is the ROI. ROI is nothing but the return on investment. For any initiative, you are going to definitely put in investment. So, what is the return that you are guaranteeing by or projecting by actually implementing or executing that initiative? So, in terms of agile transformation, again, what are the ROIs we can look into? We will cover that, but just keep in mind that return on investment is something which we will have to look at and quantify and be able to list out very clearly, and how you are looking at accomplishing that particular ROI. That is also something you have to be very clear. Now, all these elements combinedly, if you are able to project, then that becomes a business case. Now, last but not the least, what is that? That is what we call the executive summary. Now, we all know that while we are talking about so many details, and you would probably have, one or two slides for each of these, when you are going to senior executives or business executives or senior leadership in the organization, what they will look for, all the key statements for each of these. So that is what we capture in the executive summary. Yes, all these elements are required based on what their focus point would be at that point of time, or at that point of time when we are presenting, and you should have those data points when asked, so that you can go back and present those. Even what we are doing in the current session also is, I am trying to present an executive summary of the business case itself. Now, based on the need, we will go ahead and expand on each of those items in the executive summary. So, executive summary is a clear, concise statement for each of the items listed in the business case, and you have to provide an executive summary and talk through it, and based on the interest and also the questions that come out during the discussion with the senior leadership, you would look to then dwell deeper into those particular relative relevant points, data points from your list of items in the business case. So, executive summary is something very critical, and that is the most concise part of your business case. How you will structure the whole business case, again, if you look at it, I just try to put it in terms of a template, and we will also try to provide this template in the last video that we will cover, so that you can download and possibly use it as you feel necessary. And again, this is not the kind of end of all. This is what I figured out is something very much needed to be covered in business case. You can customize this, or if you have some other items that you think are mandatory to be included, feel free to put them in the template. And also, if you think that is something for us to be aware of as well, please put it down in the comments, so we also understand that okay, this is something which is critical, probably which in my experience I haven't looked at, right? It's okay, so that I understand, okay, this is also something critical somebody looks for. So these are the items which we try to put in like a kind of a canvas, business case canvas. So we will again in the future videos will look to dig deeper into each of these items, and I'll also try to see some sample statements, some sample data for each of these items in the future videos, and try to cover more deeper on each point. So you will see at least 2 or 3 videos based on how much time and content we will have for each of the items to go in detail, and what elements differentiate when you are doing it top down versus bottom up. If you like what is being discussed in this channel, again, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell icon. And if you like what is being discussed in this particular video, please don't forget to hit the like button on the video. That will help the channel to grow further and reach a greater audience. So that is what we wanted to cover in this particular session. The need for business case, which we talked about, that it justifies the need for existence of this particular initiative, and then what all elements would be part of the business case. So that is something we look to cover. We will, as I said, in the future videos look at covering in more detail. Okay, and I'm Nivarthi Jairam. Again, thanks for watching, and we will look to bring the next future videos shortly on this topic. So keep your watch out. Again, hit the subscriber button and the bell icon so you get notified when the future videos are published. Thanks for watching again.